Let's share it out. Just put a retouch on them. If that's really helping me, but whatever. Okay. All right. Let me take this off for right now. This is distracting right now. Let's take it off for right now. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Flourish and Tresses. Over here, I just do my hair. I am on a healthy, relaxed hair journey. So I try to do healthy things with my hair. So tonight in this live, it is a continuation of me removing my mini twists. I put these mini twists in my hair probably about 4 months ago. Mm. So these mini twists been in my hair for about 4 months. So it is time. Well, actually, not a total of 4 months. So they were in all. I've had mini twists in my hair for 4 months, but I did redo them last month. Last month, I did take them all the way out and put them all the way back in my hair. So this particular time, I redid the mini twist. This has been in for 1 month, and this is what it is looking like. So yeah, I am a relaxed girly. I am relaxed. I have not had a relaxer in about 5 months. So it is definitely due time for me to do a relaxer. So that's why my hair is looking like this. So far I have gotten the whole back of my hair out. So this is what the back is looking like right now. And I got this part out. And today I'm gonna work on this part of my hair. So I'm just going to get straight into the news story that I seen. And I found this news story very interesting because I was a teen mom. So this story really piqued my interest. So originally, I did get a chance to see the story. Well, I didn't really look at the story. I seen a glimpse on Facebook. I do remember seeing something on Facebook about this story or whatever, but I didn't read anything too much more into it. But then I got a chance to actually look at the news story, and I'm gonna talk about how I feel when I get done or whatever. But yeah, so I'm just gonna get started because I'm gonna do the news story, and then I'm gonna do my story time about me being a teen mom, and what my experience was, and how I told my mom and everything. So this news story really brought a lot of memories and stuff back to me. All right, so let me just read the news story, and as I've been reading the news story, I'm just gonna get right into taking my braids out, my mini twist out. So the title says Detroit teen gives birth at home, claims to mother that the baby was found on the porch. All right, so this Detroit Fox 2 was reporting on this story. This is their story. So I'm just reading it. All right. So get these braids together. Okay. All right. Teen, a Detroit teen's Thanksgiving turned terrifying when she unexpectedly gave birth at home. Unaware she was pregnant, this led to the teen claiming to her mom the baby was left on the porch by a stranger. Okay, let me stop right here. She was unaware that she was pregnant. Okay. Um okay. Timeline. Peyton Peoples didn't realize she was pregnant until She went into labor on Thanksgiving. After just 3 pushes, her son was born in the toilet. The 16-year-old mom, Kiara Peoples, was at a family. The 16-year-old's mom, Kiara Peoples, was at a family member's house, leaving Peyton alone. Okay. Um. Thank you for liking the live. If you're here, please like the live. And thank you so much for liking the live. I was. Oh wait. Geez. Okay. Okay. I was laying in bed and my water broke. Now wait a minute. Hold on. How did she? Okay, let me finish reading the story. So I went into the bathroom and had Paxton. Okay. So you didn't know you was pregnant, okay? But you realized that your water broke. Okay. So I went into the bathroom and had Paxton, said Peyton. I cleaned him off and then looked up on TikTok how to cut my umbilical cord. I cut the cord and then wiped him off again. Okay. Terrified, Peyton initially claimed that someone left the baby on the porch of her family's West Side Detroit home, although the newborn had never been left on the porch in the first place. Why my porch? That's what I kept asking. Why my porch? Asked Kiara. Kiara believed her daughter and posted the story on social media where it quickly spread. Now, okay, I, I'm trying to figure out why was the first thing to do to post it on social media. I'm really trying to figure that out. I mean, and I get it. Social media things happen very quickly on social media. People find people. People. Okay, all right. Let me just finish reading the story. Mm-mm-mm. Um, they called 911. Okay, thank you. I'm glad they did. And Detroit police, suspicious of the story, took Peyton to Children's Hospital downtown Detroit to rule her out as the mother. Eventually, Peyton admitted that little Paxton was hers. I raw. Oh my goodness, I'm about to. Okay, let's. I, Rohit, how are you? Thank you for being here. Please make sure that you like the live. I hope I didn't. Okay, Kumar, 2288. Okay. Hopefully, I butchered your name too much. Show us your outfit. This is it. This is it. It's not too much of an outfit. But thank you for being here. Please make sure that you like the live. Um, oh, it says okay. All right. It's hard. It was already hard for her to raise us, and that just added another burden on her back, and I didn't want to do that, Peyton said. What's next? Kiera, a single mom of four kids, was already facing financial challenges. Peyton's father Paxton, I think that's supposed to be Paxton, the baby father, was unalived in a robbery that occurred 7 months prior. We're going to figure it out. I'm going to keep going to work, Kiara said. She's going back to school. I'm going to work midnights, and she's going to go to school during the day, and we'll switch off. So they had a GoFundMe also in the news story. So I tried to share that GoFundMe um, in my description, and I wonder if I can. I don't know if I can add it here. Mm, 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 mm. I don't even know how to comment. Hmm. I don't even know how to comment on my own live. Okay, well, I know I definitely messages. I know I definitely added it in my description. So hopefully it went through. So this story, it really inspired me. It really inspired me because although the teenager, I some things about her story just don't sound right, and I guess the police definitely called it. And the police will definitely call you on your crap. I remember one time, um, I remember one time when I was a teenager, I was, I think about 14, 15 ish, probably around 14, I believe. And my mother was very, very strict on me. She was very, very strict. And that's why I can't believe like half the things that I actually was doing. Like she was very, very strict. Um, so one of the things that I would do, um, mm, 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 I would go off and leave or whatever, the house or whatever. And I remember this one time I left, I was out all night. So I was trying to figure out how can I get back in the house getting um without getting and I gotta try to censor my words on YouTube, but without getting harmed really bad by my mom because I knew it was coming. So I was probably about a block away from my house or whatever. So I decided I was gonna call the police. Um, and my plan was for the police to escort me to my house. I was gonna tell them, I did tell them, I'm lost. I don't know where my home is. I'm trying to get home or whatever. And my plan was to have them escort me back home. And that way, once I get home with the police officer, nothing won't happen to me. My mom wouldn't do anything to me because she'll see the police and be like, not do anything to me. So that was the plan. So I called the police. The police, it was we had phone booths back then. This was way back in the day, way back in the day. So we had phone booths. So I called, I guess the operator, or I called 911 from the phone booth or whatever. I dialed 911 on the phone booth, and told the police dispatch, I'm lost, I can't get home, um, I need the police or something or whatever, something like that. And the police came, they pulled up, and I told them, I'm lost. I don't know how to get back home. So they asked me what my address was. So I told them, and they was like, "Oh, well, you just gonna go down the street, make a right there, turn that corner right there, and you'll be back home." And they pulled off. So at this point, I'm really, really scared. I'm really, really scared because my plan was to have the police escort me home, and that way, like, if my mother seen the police, like, nothing would happen to me. So that didn't work. So then I came up with another plan, trying to find out like how to tell my mother I was going all night or whatever and everything, and not get in trouble. So I came up with a story. I came up with a story. I can't even quite remember the story, but it was on the lines of somebody did something to me or whatever. Um, so my mother, she was all upset and sissy, and she called the police or whatever, and the police came and and they talked to me. And then after they talked to me, they didn't after they talked to me, they pulled my mother to the side and asked my mother, like, do she have any like mental issues or anything? She suffer from any mental illnesses or anything? So my mother said, no, why? And they told her because they got a call from me at the payphone or whatever saying that I was lost. And they explained to me how to get back to the house or whatever. And yeah, so my story wasn't adding up, needless to say. So when I hear this story, I'm like, yeah, that sounds you really tried to come up with something there. Like, so anyway, I say all that to say, um, yeah, that part of the story, it was like, okay. But what I do love about this story is that they actually, after they went viral on social media or whatever, because I think it went viral and everything, they actually wanted to come back and correct the story. Like, the baby wasn't left on the porch. It wasn't just some random baby or whatever. It was actually my baby. I was scared to tell my mother what was going on or whatever. And the mom, she's standing behind her daughter 10 toes down. Like, we just gonna have to do what we gotta do. And I love that. I really, really love that. Like, being a teen mom is really, really hard, but it helps when you have a great support system behind you. And it helps when you have an awesome mom. So let me show the picture. So this is Peyton and her son there, Paxton. And this is, oops, I turned my light off. This is the mom. So, like, big ups to them. Shout out to them. Like, I hope that when I checked the GoFundMe, I think I seen like so far like 20,000, somewhere up in that number or whatever. So I really hope that they get the help that they need, because it's hard out here for everybody. And I love the fact that her mom is going to stand behind her, because we definitely need that. We definitely need that. So, like, things happen in life, and that is very I respect that. I respect that mom is going to stand behind her daughter, and she going back to school. She going to get her education. She's going to make sure she get her education, and she's going to do what she got to do on the financial front. And I respect that so much. So yeah, I did want to talk about that story. So, into my story time about me being a teen mom. So I'm just going to take this off the screen now. Mm, okay. All right. So, as I started saying, my mother was very, very strict on me. Um, but although my mom was very strict, my mom was very real and upfront with me. When I hit puberty, when I started getting my menstruation cycle or whatever, my mother sat me down and had a real conversation with me. Like, she told me everything. She told me everything. When I say she told me everything, she told me everything. What to expect, how men and boys was going to react, the fact that they only going to want one thing, and like, she ran the whole list down to me. Um, and I listened for the most part, but a lot of things went in one ear and out the other ear. Um, so I was very, very, very hard headed. I was very stubborn. Um, Yeah, I was, yeah. And a lot of the problems that I had as a teenager, and I talked about this in one of my last lives, is the fact that my dad was not in my life. Um, so that was a big part of the equation of me being reckless and doing all types of stuff or whatever. So I talked about this also. I got a story time on that. So when I got my menstruation, I got my cycle, my period, or whatever, my mother got me on birth control. She got me on birth control. Uh soon as I started my period at 12, she got me on birth control. So I was on birth control. I talked about this story. I've been on birth control for over 30 years for real. But anyway, I was on birth control at from 12 to about, I guess, about 16 or whatever. And I talked about how I never took my birth control pills correctly. I didn't know what I was doing. Well, I was explained to what to do, but I didn't take my birth control pills correctly. So anyway, um my mother knew she was not my mother knew what I was doing. Um like I said, my mother was very upfront and honest. My mother, I have a real mother, like real. Like when I say she real, like she is real. Like she don't sugarcoat nothing. She just tell you how it is. So while I thought I was out there sneaking around and doing stuff I shouldn't have been doing or whatever, um, my mother knew. My mother knew to the point where as though like I can't even I can't even go into details on YouTube, but yeah, she knew. She knew I was out there or whatever and everything. Um, so I met a guy, whatever, and I introduced her to the guy, and the conversation she had with the guy was like, what do you what's going on? What do you want with my daughter? And the guy told her like we just platonic friends or whatever. And anyway, so after all that or whatever and everything, I was having a conversation and how I told my mother that I was pregnant. So from what the guy told my mother, we were platonic friends, which means that we were not doing anything, no having no relations or anything or whatever. Um, after that, she allowed me to go out on dates with the guy and stuff and everything, and I was head over heels with the guy. Um, and how when I found out that I was pregnant, because I already knew the signs. The first sign is you don't have your period. That's the first sign. The first sign you don't get a period. So when I didn't get a period and I realized, hey, I might be pregnant, I told him first, and he was very happy. I don't understand why, but he was very happy. So then I had to tell my mother. So I had to figure out how to tell my mother in a way that I wouldn't get hurt. So we was having a conversation one day, and I was talking about the guy, whatever. And I was, just like, yeah, he a mess and this, that, and the third, and all this stuff he be doing and blah 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 blah. So then I says, like, yeah. And I told him I might be pregnant, and he didn't say anything. So, my mother, she was kind of caught off guard. So she was kind of into the conversation and she was like, yeah. And then she was like, what? You might be pregnant. So then I was just looking like, yeah. I didn't want to tell my mother, but I was very, very scared. I had heard about little girls getting pregnant before, and I've heard about little girls hiding their pregnancy or whatever and everything under big clothes and all this type of stuff. But having the mom that I had, I knew that I would not be able to hide no full 9 month pregnancy. I already knew that going off just from the back. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to hide that because my mother, yeah, she was all into everything. Um, so she she took it a lot better than what I thought she was going to take it. I thought that my mother was going to I thought that I wasn't going to be no more. That's what I thought. But she took it very well. The first thing she told me, just like the young lady in the news story, you wanna finish school, you wanna go to school. My mother, she drilled into me that it was very, very important that I get my high school diploma. She drilled it into my head. And the reason why she drilled it into my head, because when she got pregnant with me as a teenager and she didn't finish school. So it was very important to her that I went finish school. So through everything, like my doctor's appointment, she enrolled me into a pregnancy school or whatever. That way I won't, what I'm saying, get into any trouble in regular school and get into fights or whatever. Um, and the pregnancy school, I don't even know if last time I checked, I think that they closed down, but I don't even know if they have pregnancy schools anymore. I think that's a good idea for teenage girls that are pregnant. Pregnancy schools are an awesome idea. Um, so, and the goal of the pregnancy school is to make sure that the teenager gets their high school diploma. So everything is a lot more. I'm not gonna say it's a lot more easier, but they work with you to make sure. Like, so I graduated on time, thankfully, to that pregnancy school that I went to. Honestly, um, and she was there. She watched my baby. After I had my baby, she watched my baby. I went to school. I graduated. I got my diploma, and everything was great. She was there. She was definitely there. Um, so after I got my diploma, then it was like, okay, now you got your diploma. Okay, all right. So like she was there though. She was definitely there. Every step of the way, she was there. Every doctor's appointment, she was there. So like um I really respect this mom in the story. I really do. And now being 43 and having my first girl, um, I'm not going. I'm terrified. I'm terrified because I'm just thinking like, how can I be half of the mother that my mother was to me? Like, and how would I react in a situation like that? Like, would I be able to handle that? So, like, yeah, I really, really respect this mom tremendously. Like, she gonna be there for her daughter. She gonna make sure her daughter go back to school. She just not gonna leave her, and that is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. So, but yeah, that's my little story time. I got other story times. Um, I was thinking about like kind of revolved around me being a teen mom. The time my grandmother called CPS on me. I'll tell that story at another time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me see, 29 minutes. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to get these out, and then I'll be done. It's so hard at the top of my hair. Oh my goodness. But I put some oil in my hair, so anytime when you removing braids of any kind, make sure you have conditioner and or oil. It definitely helps out a lot. A knot at the bottom here. Nope. No. Some hair. That's how much hair I lost so far. So far since I've been taking these mini twists out. What's this one? Bro. Oh my goodness. That's a bad one. Right. All right, so got that out. So I'm just gonna put this back in the rubber band, and I got these rubber band off like this because my hair holds up better in a stretch state like this. So without it being in a stretch state, it's going to start matting up. And actually, the back right here, although I got this part in a stretch state, this part right here, all of this is starting to mat up. So hopefully, I can get these out really soon. And yeah, it's gonna be an intense wash day. That I do know. So I'm just very whew, I'm very anxious to get all of these out my hair. I'm coming along. I'm coming along. And if I had a straight 8 hours to take my hair out, I probably could get it out in a day. But I have children, I have a job, I have a husband, I have myself, so I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time at all. Tight. I don't want it to be so tight. All right. All right, all right, all right. So I think I will be live again on Saturday. And I don't remember what's the news story I'll be talking about on Saturday. But if you have not liked the live, if you're just coming in, please make sure that you like the live. And I'll see you guys in the next one.